Good day, viewers. I welcome you to class today again. My name is Dr. Chris Esekaibe. I welcome you to my YouTube channel today, where I shall be teaching the part 2 of index numbers. In one of our previous videos, I taught the part 1 of index numbers. We saw the definition of index numbers, the characteristics of index numbers, the uses and importance of index numbers, and we looked at the types of index numbers, price index numbers, quantity index numbers, value index numbers, and we looked at the simple price index numbers and the simple quantity index numbers. We looked at practical examples, and we were able to calculate the simple price index numbers and the simple quantity index numbers. Today we shall be looking at part 2 of it. Once again, let me introduce myself properly. My name is Dr. Chris Esekaibe. I am a chief lecturer and a member of the academic board of one of the most prestigious polytechnics in Nigeria, a federal polytechnic. I hold a doctorate degree in mathematics, a master's degree in mathematics, and a bachelor degree in statistics. I specialize in numerical analysis, statistical analysis, data modeling and analysis. I also do a lot of scientific computing. You can consult me or contact me with your research work. I will be glad to be part of what you are doing. If peradventure you are an AI firm, an artificial intelligence firm, I can be part of your team of mathematicians, where we can come together and develop advanced mathematical and statistical models or algorithms for artificial intelligence or machine learning. And if you are a research institute across the globe, I speak English and I do my work in English, you can contact me, and I will be glad to work with you as a part of your team. Well, I am a member of the Nigerian Mathematical Society and also a member of the Nigerian Statistical Association. I've authored quite a number of books. I've also written, I have journals, international and national journals, and I've also presented papers in renowned conferences here in Nigeria and outside Nigeria. Here are my contacts. You can reach me on these numbers: +234 80 330 21903 or +234 7066 297535. These two numbers are WhatsApp numbers, or you can reach me on my email. My email is chrisdavis2015@gmail.com. chrisdavis2015@gmail.com. That is my email. So the essence of my YouTube channel is to teach mathematics and statistics topics, and also to share knowledge across the globe. I will be glad to hear from you. I will be glad to partner with you, especially those of you that are in artificial intelligence or machine learning, or you are a research institute. I can be part of your statistical research. I can also be part of your data analysis and modeling. I can also be part of numerical analysis. I teach topics in statistics here and topics in mathematics. So I'll be glad to hear it from you. My contacts are on the board, and my email address is also on the board. So please permit me to clean the board so that we can go into the business of the day. We are looking at index numbers, part 2. The part 1 talked about the definition of index numbers, the characteristics of index numbers, uses and importance of index numbers, and how we're able to solve simple index numbers simple price index numbers and simple quantity index numbers. The simple index numbers takes care of just one commodity. So now we looked at in that part 1 of index numbers, we also considered composite index numbers, and we looked at one part of the composite index numbers. We looked at simple aggregate price stroke quantity index numbers. So today we shall be looking at another part of composite index numbers. Composite index numbers takes care of several variables, multiple variables, unlike the simple index numbers that takes care of just one variable or one commodity. Now, we are looking at the index of average of price stroke quantity relatives. This particular index makes an improvement over the simple aggregate index. We looked at the simple aggregate index. The major advantage that this index of average of price for quantity relatives has over the simple aggregate index is that it is not affected by the difference in the unit of measurement in which prices stroke quantities are expressed. But the simple aggregate index is affected by that. But the index of average of price to quantity relative is not affected by the unit of measurement in which the prices stroke indices were or are expressed. So its own drawback or disadvantage is that it suffers from equal importance assigned to all commodities. So this one suffers, it has its own drawbacks, even if it has advantages over the simple aggregate price to quantity index number. It has its own drawbacks. It assigns equal importance to all commodities, since it's dealing with several commodities, and it's also a type, a way of calculating composite index numbers. So when you talk about composite index numbers, you are calculating the index numbers of several variables. Now, 2 steps are involved in getting or solving the index of average of price to quantity relatives. 2 steps. These are the steps. Step 1, you get the simple price stroke quantity indices for each commodity. Get the simple price stroke quantity indices for each commodity. That's step 1. Then step 2, take the average of the simple price so quantity indices. Take the average of the simple price so quantity indices. And there are various ways we can take the averages. We can use, or you can say by using the arithmetic mean, and median, or the geometric mean. So that is how it goes. So thus, this is how we compute the index of average of price to quantity relatives. Now the first one, permit me to share this part of the board into 2. The first one is for the price. So for the price is P01 is equal to the average of P1 all over P0 times 100 all over 1. By now, when we talk about P1, you should know that is the current the P0, the current price. Of course, your P0 is the base price. Then for quantity, it is Q01, and that is equal to the average of Q1 all over Q0 times 100 all over 1. Remember, one of the characteristics of index numbers is that index numbers are given in percentages. So this is how we can take the number one average. Now, using the arithmetic mean, so it is easier to calculate. We are going to have, for the price index, is going to be summation bracket open P1 all over P0 times 100 over 1 all over N. That is the average, that is the number of commodities. Then for the quantity, Q01 is going to be summation bracket open Q1 all over, that is the current quantity all over the base quantity times 100 all over 1, then all over N, and N again is the number of commodities. And again, if we want to go ahead to calculate the using the geometric mean is antelope of that. So permit me to clean these two steps. So you should understand the two steps. Two steps are involved. The first step, you get the simple price or quantity indices for each commodity. Then take the average of the simple price for quantity indices by using the arithmetic mean, the median. So these are the average we can use. Then, of course, the median is also a measure of central tendency. Then out of these three, we shall be looking at which one is best for ratios and percentages. You know, when you are talking about index numbers are ratios. They are given in ratios and percentages. So permit me to click these two steps so that we can write for the geometric mean. When you are using the geometric mean, you will know how to go about it. So permit me to write this again using the arithmetic. So now this is the first one using the average. This is the second one. Then the third one is using the geometric mean. So let's see how this goes. Permit me to divide the board into two equal parts. So if you are using the geometric mean, for the price is P01 is equal to the antelope bracket open, or you make it a bracelet, 1 all over N bracket, or 1 over N summation log bracket P1 all over P0 times 100 all over 1. You cover the bracket and the bracelet. Then for the quantity, you are going to have it as Q01, that is the base and the current quantity, then is anti-log in president of 1 over n, then summation log, bracket open, 1 p, no sorry, is quantity q1 all over q0 times 100 all over 1. You cover the bracket, then you cover the bracelet. So these are the two formulae for using the geometric mean. Now, in our last video, you can remember our last example. We are still going to work using these examples. So please take note of this formulae. These are the things we are going to be using to calculate each of these. So permit me so that we can go quickly to that example and begin to carry out our simple calculation of the index, of average, of prices, of price to quantity relative. Now, let me write out the example quickly. We have the items. If you have watched the last video, you will see if you have our price, and we have our quantity. Under the price, we have for 2024, that one is P0. We have for 2025, that one is P1. The current one is the base year, the current year. Then under the quantity, we have also for 2024, that's the Q0. We have for 2025, and that is the Q1. So these are the headings. So we have the items. We consider just 3 items. So we can put this in brackets so that we can differentiate them. So our P0 is the prices of the base year. Year 2024 is our base year. 2025 is our current year. So P1 is the current, likewise the quantities, and so on and so forth. So for the first item is meat, and under then the second item is chicken. Then our third item is fish. Then you have a line. So under the prices for 2024, we have 12, 14, 10. 12, 14, 10. Then the prices for year 2025, we have 13, 16, 11. 13, 16, 11. Then of course there is a line here. Then for the quantities, we have for 2024, we have 16, 17, 12. We have 16, 17, 12. Then for the 2025, for the current year, we have 18, 19, 13. We have 18, 19, and 13. So you have it here. Let's keep it here as this. So of course, we got their totals. The total for this is 36. The total for the next one is 40. While the total for this one is 45. And the total for this one is 50. So we're able to get that. Now, we want to calculate this index of average, of price, relative, stroke, quantity, relatives. Now, 2024 is our base year, while 2025 is our current year. Now, permit me, this will now give us the following table. We are going to have our items again. Then after, okay, let me shift back a little. After the items, we are going to have the P relative, the price relative, and of course the price relative is simple, is P1 all over P0 times 100. Then the next one, we are going to have the log of that. So we are going to have log bracket open P1 over P naught times 100. Then the next one, we are going to have the quantity relative. We are going to have our quantity relative. So our Q relative, that is the quantity relative. This will be Q1 all over Q naught times 100. Then the next one will now have the log of the quantity relative. So we have log of bracket open Q1 all over Q naught times 100 all over 1. So we are going to have these items here. We are going to see how we are going to calculate them. So I draw a separate line here. Our items remain meat, chicken, let me write it in full. Then we have fish. So these are the three items. Now, look at how we are going. I will take simple examples here so that you can get what we are actually doing. Now, to get the price relative for meat, look at it now. This one is P1, P naught. So it will be 13. So for meat, I will give an example so that you get it. For meat, you are going to have 13 all over 12 times 100 all over 1. So if you are taking for meat, you are going to have 108.33. So you are going to have 108.33. So 108.33. I'll just give an example. Then again for chicken, you have the current price to be 16, so it will be 16 all over the base price, because 2024 is the base year, all over 14 times 100 all over 1. So this is going to give us for chicken 114.29, 114.29. So you write it here, 114.29. Then for fish, you are going to have the price is the current price is 11, the base price is 10, so you are going to have 11 all over 10 times 100 all over 1. Then when you solve that out, you are going to have 110, that is 110.00. We are taking it in two decimal places, so you are going to have 110.00. So you see that. So now we have gotten the price relative for the various items. Now we want to get the log of this. Now when you press your calculator, log of 108.33, it will be 2.0347. This will now be 2.0347. Then you come again, you press the logarithm of 114.29, you will get 2.0580. 2.0580. Then now you come and press the logarithm of 110, you have 2.0414. 2.0414. Then now permit me to clean this part so that we can get the quantity relative. So I will get to clean this one. I will get to clean it up so that we can get the quantity relative. Now for meat, for the quantity, this is the base quantity is 2024, the current quantity is 2025. So it's 18, that will be 18 all over 16 times 100 all over 1. So that will be equal to 18 over 16 times 100 over 1. That will be 112.5. So you come here, you put it under here, 112.5. Then now for chicken, for the quantity for chicken 2025 is 19. It will be 19 all over. For the base year is 17 times 100 all over 1. Let's put that value 112.5. Then for this one, for chicken, 19 over 17 times 100, that will be 111.76. That will be 111.76. That is what you are going to have there. So for the last one, which is fish, the quantity for 2025 is 13. You have 13 all over. The one for the base year 2024 is 12 times 100 all over 1. When you sort that out, you are going to get 108.33. So that will be equal to 108.33. So you come here, the one for chicken is 111.76. Then the one for fish under the quantity is 108.33. So now you have that. Now you are going to be looking at the logarithm of the quantity relative. Now the logarithm of 112.5 is 2.0512. So this will be 2.0512. Then the logarithm of 111.76 is 2.0483. 2.0483. Then the logarithm of 108.33 is 2.0347. 2.0347. Now we are going to take the totals. If we take the total of the price relative, we are going to have, you add this plus this to this, you have 332.62. So this will be 332.62. Then you add also for the logarithm of the price relative, you are going to have 6.1341. 6.1341. Then when you add this one together for the quantity relative, you are going to have 332.59. You are going to have 332.5. Permit me to shade 9. 332.59. Let me write the point very well. 332.59. Then when you add the logarithm of the quantity relative, the last column, you're going to have 6.1342. You're going to have 6.1342. So that's what you are going to have. So we have that now from this table. Remember, this table is from the example we solved in question in the second example when we consider the simple aggregate price to quantity index, and that's a part, that's the first type of the composite index numbers, and the second one we are looking at in this part 2 of the index numbers video is index of average of price to quantity relatives. Now we have got in that table, it will now help us to go ahead with our calculation. So please permit me to clean from this part because you already have it, so that I can have enough space to go ahead with my calculation. This other table will be very useful to us as we progress in this video. Once again, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Dr. Chris Esekaibe. Share my video in your social media platform, and as you do, God will bless you. Click on the notification button so that anytime I upload a video, you will be able to have a notification. Now, the first part, which I call A, is the index of average price relatives. Index of average price relative. There's the first one we are calculating. Let me share the board into 2 equal parts. Then of course the second one will be index of average, quantity, relative. Now the first one is using the arithmetic mean. That is number 1, using arithmetic. So the arithmetic mean for the price, we are considering the price first. P01 is equal to the sum of the price relative the sum of it divided by n, and that is equal to, now what is the sum of it? Our n is the number of commodities. The commodities are 3, the items. So the sum of it here is this. So it's 332.62 all over. The number of commodities is 3. So we are going to have that particular answer divided by 3. We are going to have 110.87%. We are going to have 11. Okay, let me put it here. So P01 is equal to 110.87%. So that is using the arithmetic mean. Then the next one is using the median. The number 2, using the median. If I'm to use the median here, for this, we are going to arrange it in ascending order. What's the smallest value there? The smallest value there is 108. I'm arranging it now. You know, median for on group data, you have to arrange from smallest value to biggest value, or from biggest value to smallest value, then followed by the 110.00, then followed by the highest value here, 114.29. So we want to take the median of these 3. The smallest value here is here. The next one is 110. Then so we have been able to arrange it. We have been able to arrange it in ascending order. Now, thank God there are just 3 in number, so the median will be the one at the middle. So median is equal to 110.00%. So that will now be your median. The median is the one in the, so it's always the n. Okay, let me do it this way. So median is equal to n plus 1 all over 2 I10. So, and this is equal to n is 3 plus 1 all over 2, that is 4 over 2, is equal to the second, that means is equal to the median is equal to the second item, and that is equal to 110.00. So that is our median, is the second item. So now permit us to use the geometric mean, which is number Roman figure 3, using the geometric mean. And the geometric mean is as simple as ABCD. So our P01 is equal to antilog, the antilog of 1 all over n summation log bracket P1 all over P0 times 100. You cover the bracket, you cover the bracelet. So this will be equal to antilog of 1 all over 3. The items are 3. Then when you take the sum of this logarithm, that is this value here, it has already been calculated in the table. So when you take it, this will now be the sum of the log. Look at the log. So the sum of it is 6.132 341. Then you cover the bracket. So our P01 will now be equal to antilog of when you divide this when you divide it by 3, you're going to have 2.0447. So this is 2.0447, and when you take the antilog of that, you're going to have 110.84%. 110.84%. Let me write the 8 very well. That is what you are going to have. Now, take a look at these three results. 110, 110, 110. You can see how close they are. How close they are. If there is a wide range, then we know that there is a problem somewhere. If there is a wide range, then you will know that there is a problem somewhere. You can see that they are very, very close. 110, 110, 110. So that is what you have there. So now we have been able to use the arithmetic mean, the median, and the geometric mean to calculate this. Now permit me to clean this so that we can go to part B of it, which is the index of average quantity relative. So permit me to clean this part so that we can go to that one very, very quickly. I hope you are taking notes. You can see that index number is very, very interesting, very cheap to calculate, and so on and so forth. So we are looking at, in place of this price, we are going to put our quantity, and this one will now be B. So we are looking at the index of average quantity relative. So the first one we are calculating is using the arithmetic mean. Using the arithmetic mean. So we have it as our Q01 is equal to the sum of that all over n. So it's going to be the sum of Q1 all over Q0 times 100 all over n. And that will be equal to, for the quantity, the sum is 332.59 all over 3. So our Q01 for the quantity will now be, when you divide that by 3, you are going to get 110.86%. 110.86%. Now we are now using number 2, the median. Using the median. Now if you look at these 3, which is the smallest value here, you arrange them in ascending order. The quantity relative, you have 108.33, then followed by your 111.76, followed by the highest here is 112.5. And of course we know that our median is equal to n plus 1 all over 2 item. And that will be equal to 3 plus 1 all over 2, and that is equal to the second item. So because the number of items are 3. So our median, the second item here is 111.76%. So you can see that we are making progress. So the median is 111.76. Now permit me to write here using geometric mean. If we are using the geometric mean, of course we are going to have Q01 is equal to antilog 1 all over n to be 1 all over n summation log q1 all over q0 times 100. Then you cover the bracelet. So our q01 will be equal to antilog bracket 1 all over 3, 1 all over n. Then the sum of it is bracket 6.1342. So when you take the antilog of that, you divide it by cover the bracelet. When you get that, you are going to have that will be equal to antilog bracket. Now you divide that by 10, you are going to have 2.0447, and that will be equal to 110.85, 110.85%. So you can see how related they are. this one approximately 111, this one approximately 112, this one approximately 111. So you can see how far we have been able to calculate all these things. Now listen to the conclusive part of it. Apart from the inherent drawback that this method, the index of average of price or quantity relative, has, apart from its drawback, it has the importance of having the items to be treated equally. These indices accord equal importance to all items. Now you can see that we use a simple arithmetic mean, and the median and the geometric mean. These are measures of central tendency. But you should understand that the complex number is a ratio and is also measured in percentage. Complex numbers are given in ratios and they are also measured in percentages. So this simply means that the simple arithmetic mean and the median are not appropriate averages applied to ratios and percentages, because it is generally believed that a simple average injects upward bias in the index numbers. So the median and its arithmetic mean cannot be relied upon when it comes to index numbers, because index numbers are ratios that are calculated or interpreted in percentages. So the arithmetic mean and the median, they are set to shoot, especially the arithmetic mean, set to shoot the index numbers upward. So the best measure for this, the best measure of central tendency for these averages, for the index of average, is the geometric mean. So the geometric mean is the best among the three, because it is seen that the geometric mean is considered more appropriate for ratios and percentages. So the results indicate more than 10% increase in prices and quantities of the three commodities in year 2025, using 2024 as the base year. So you can see more than 10%. This one is 112.5. This one is 110.86. More than 10% increase. This one is 11.76. Of course, the difference from 100, that is also above 10%. And the third one is 110.85, which is also above 10%. So that is the summary. So the geometric mean is best used when ratios and percentages are involved. So that is what we have. So now we shall be going into another type of composite index numbers This one is called the weighted aggregate price quantity index. So we are done with this index of average of price or quantity relative. Now let us go to another topic which is very, very important to us, and that one is also a type of the composite index numbers. So permit me to clean the board so that we can have time to write, we can have enough space to write what we have. So the new topic we shall be looking at is still under composite. This is the number 3 type of the composite index numbers we shall be looking at. Remember the first one we looked at, that one was simple aggregate price for index numbers, and now we just finished with the index of averages, of average of price to quantity relatives. Now permit me to call this one number C, because C is we are looking at weighted aggregative price to quantity indices. Aggregative price stroke quantity indices. So wait patiently as we go towards this. Now a simple aggregate price for quantity indices do not take care of the differences in the weights. So the one we consider, this one doesn't take care of the weights assigned to different commodities. Hence, it is a limitation. So this one does not take care of the weight. So a simple aggregate. The simple aggregate we calculated before, that was number 2. Simple aggregate price for quantity indices. This one has a limitation of not taking care of the differences in the weights assigned to the different commodities. So that's the limitation of that particular simple aggregate price stroke quantity indices. But this one takes care of the difference. It takes care of the weighted aggregative price for quantity indices, takes care of the differences in the weights assigned to different commodities. So this is the advantage it has over the simple aggregative price for quantity indices. So there are two different things. This one is weighted aggregative, the other one is simple aggregative. So the simple aggregative does not take care of the differences in the weights assigned to the different commodities, but this weighted aggregative price for quantity indices takes care of the differences in the weights assigned to the commodities. Now, among several ways of assigning weights, we use two approaches. One, we use the base periods for quantities, we use the base period quantities stroke prices as weights. Hence, that gives us a method called the Laspeyre index. Then when we use the current quantities stroke prices as weights, this method is called the Paasche index. It's called the Paasche index. So when you are looking at the period, the base period, when you are using the base period or quantities or prices as weights, this particular method is called the Laspeyre method or index. But when you are using the current period quantities or prices as weights, this method is called the Paasche index. Now let's take a look at this example again. Now let us take a look at this example. We have the items. I'll just go straight. I will have my PO. I will just call it PO P1. That's how I will call it. Then I will have my QO and I will have my Q1. Permit me to have it this way. When I say PO Of course, we know we're talking about the price for 2024. When I say P1, we're talking about the price for 2025. When I say QO, we're talking about the quantity for 2024. When I say Q1, we're talking about the quantity for 2025. So we still have our meat. We have our chicken. We have our chicken. Okay, permit me to. We have our chicken. And we have our fish. And we're going to have it this way. So now, permit me to write out the values. We have 12, 14, 10. Then the next one we have 13, 16, 11. Then for the QO, we have 16, 17, 12. 16, 17, 12. And for the Q1, 18, 19, 13. 18, 19, 13. So since we are done with this part, permit me to just clean everything here because we have already finished using it for the averages for the other method. So this one is a new subtopic under the composite index numbers. So now we are going to have all these several interactions. We are going to have P naught, Q naught. When you say P naught, Q naught, you are multiplying this P naught by this Q naught. So 12 by 16, you are going to have 192, 192. P naught, Q naught, 14 times 17. You're going to have 238, 238. Then the last one, 10 by 12, you have 120. So you have the various. You permit me to. Okay. So roll it this way. Then you have that. Then the next one you're going to have P1 Q naught. P1 Q naught. This is our P1. This is our Q naught. 13 by 16 is 208. Then P1 Q naught 16 by 17 is 272. Then the last one is 11 by 12. Is 132. 132. Then you come again. We also need P naught Q1. We need P naught Q1. And the last one will be P1 Q1. So this is our P naught. This is our Q1. 12 by 18. You have 216. 216. Then the next one 266. Then the last one 130. So that's P naught. P naught is 10 times Q1 13, that is 130. Then you have that. Then the next one is P1 Q1 13 by 18. P1 Q1 is 234. 234. Then P1 is 16. Q1 is 19. 16 by 19, 304. Then the last one is P1 11, Q1 13, 11 by 13, 143. So you have this. Now we are going to get the various totals. For the first one, you have here is 36. Then the next one is 40. This is 45. This is 50. Then P naught Q naught is 550. Then the next one, P1 Q naught is 612. Then P naught Q1 is also 612. Then P1 Q1 is 681. So you can see what we have been able to establish here. So now we are going to see how we can calculate the Paasche and the Laspeyre index numbers. Now, the first one is A. A deals with the Laspeyre price index numbers. So Las, L-A-S, payers, Laspeyre. This one is price index number for 2025, 2024 as base year. So 2024 is the base year. So this how it is written, P-O-1-L-A. That L-A there stands for Laspeyre. And this is given by this formula, summation P1 Q0, summation P1 Q0 all over summation P0 Q0 times 100 all over 1. So P1 Q0 is 612, P0 Q0 is 550 times 100 all over 1. So you're going to have 111.27%. That is for the Laspeyre. Now the next one is the B. We are still looking at the Laspeyre quantity index number for 2025, for 2025, 2024 as base year. So this one is given as, it's as simple as ABCD. It's given as Q01 Laspeyre. This one is equal to summation Q1 P0 slash summation Q0 P0 times 100 all over 1. So Q1 P0, Q1, this is Q1 P0, that is 612. So it's equal to 612 all over Q0 P0. Q0 P0 is 550. 550 times 100 all over 1, and that's it, that's 111.27%. So you can see how that value, we have been able to get that value. So that is the Laspeyre price index for 2025 using 2024 as the base year. We have also calculated Laspeyre quantity index. Now the next one is the Paasche. So let's see how we can calculate the Paasche price index. Let me clean this part and clean this name. So this one I'm using the current year. This one is Paasche, that is spelled P-A-A-S-C-H-E, Paasche price index number, and this one is also Paasche quantity index numbers, and this one is given as P01, Paasche is PA, and that is equal to summation P1 Q1 all over P1 Q1 all over summation P0 Q1 times 100 all over 1. Summation P1 Q1 P1 Q1, that is 681 all over. Then P naught Q1, our P naught Q1 is 612 times 100 all over 1. So when you do that calculation, you are still going to have 111.27%. Then for the purchase quantity, you have it as Q01 as PA purchase, that is equal to summation Q1 P1 summation Q1 P1 all over summation Q0 P1 times 100 all over 1, and that is equal to, of course, summation P1 Q1 is written as P, summation Q1 P1 is written as P1 Q1, that is equal to 681 all over, then Q0 P1 is 612 times 100 all over 1, and that is written as 111.27%. So beloved, you can see how far we have been able to do this. So this indicates 11.27% increase in year 2027. So it has, for both the purchase and then the Laspeyre has 11.27%. This indicates 11.27% increase in the commodities in 2025, using 2024 as base year. That's the conclusion. So beloved, we have come to an end of today's class on index numbers. I believe you have been able to watch the video from the beginning to the end. Once again, my name is Dr. Chris Esekaibe, a chief lecturer and a member of the academic board of a prestigious federal polytechnic in Nigeria. I hold a doctorate degree in mathematics, a master's degree in mathematics, and a bachelor in statistics. I specialize in numerical analysis, data analysis, and modeling. I also do a lot of statistical analysis and scientific computing. Why not, if you are an AI firm, we can work together and develop mathematical models and algorithms for artificial intelligence and machine learning. If peradventure you are a research institute across the globe or in any English-speaking country in the world, I can partner with you, I can work with you as a team. If you watch this video from the beginning, my contact numbers are there. They are also my WhatsApp numbers. My email address is also there. You can reach out to me, you can contact me. I will be glad to hear from you. I will also be glad to work with you. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Dr. Chris Esekaibe. This channel is, the main purpose of this channel is to share knowledge across the globe. To share knowledge in topics that are in mathematics and numerical analysis and all that part of mathematics, and also statistics. If you do, God will bless you. Subscribe to the channel so that anytime I upload a new video, you will be among those that will get the notification. Please also share this video on your social media platforms, your WhatsApp, your Facebook, and the rest of them. And as you do, God will bless you and reward you abundantly. So see you in my next video, in my next class. Have a great day. Bye.